The Pixel 8a and the Pixel Fold are the most affordable and most expensive phones on sale in the Google Store. They both have two different storage options, and I'm going to go ahead and put their prices up above. Another thing I want to notice about these phones are that the color options are only available in the smaller storage capacities. If you want to go for the bigger storage sizes on either one of these devices, you will have to get it in the color black. Now, right off the bat, you may be turned off to the Pixel Fold as it is 3.5 times more expensive than the Pixel 8a. But it's also been out longer than the Pixel 8a has. So if you wanted to and you were willing, you could pick one up either refurbished or used for a lot less. In fact, I saw these options on Back Market, so you could buy the Pixel Fold for about half the price that it normally would be, making it a lot closer to the price of the Pixel 8a and a much better comparison. It's also worth pointing out that we're expecting to get another Pixel Fold this year, so I recommend looking for a really good discount or a good deal if you are going to get a Pixel Fold, as we may get a new generation here within the next 4 months. While both the Google Pixel 8a and the Google Pixel Fold are easy to use and hold with one hand, the Pixel 8a is much easier as it only has the one display, and the Pixel Fold has to be folded to take advantage of that one-handed screen. I also think that in general, the Google Pixel 8a works better with a host of different accessories. For example, putting this MagSafe adapter, it goes really well with this little car vent accessory. And while my Google Pixel Fold also works well with this accessory, I just think that the shape and the lighter weight of the Pixel 8a works better, or at least I feel more confident driving around in it. As you can see, I have the MagSafe case here, and it does work in portrait when the phone is folded, but it's a little bit thicker and a little bit heavier, and when I go over speed bumps, it tends to fall off at times. Not too often, but definitely more often than the Pixel 8a. Now, you can take advantage of the bigger screen with some of these accessories, but again, if the accessories don't work as well, or if you feel like the phone is kind of hindering the experience, you could end up, damaging the phone. Like, for example, I know I'm parked here, but if I was driving and then the phone just fell off, boom, I wouldn't know where it's at. Of course, that is just something you're going to get with any folding phone that you buy. Folding phones aren't really meant to be that great on the go. They're meant for leisure, for power use, for multitasking and doing a lot of things at once. Though, of all the foldable phones out there, I do think that the Google Pixel Fold is a really good one-hander phone. I mean, compared to some of the others like the Samsung Z Fold, it is thinner and maybe easier to hold, but that thinner screen on the front makes it less enjoyable to use, where this front screen here is perfect. As perfect as that cover screen is, though, it is nothing compared to the inner display. Having this bigger, wider screen gives you the ability to multitask, running more than one app at a time. I have showed you this before, but I think it's important to mention when comparing these two phones because you can't run more than one app on the Pixel 8a. It's only got 8 gigabytes of RAM where the Pixel Fold has 12 gigabytes of RAM. And even if you don't want to multitask, having the bigger screen is just going to make a lot of things more enjoyable. Whether you're trying to manage tasks or just go through news, maybe you just want to go through and enjoy some content. Whenever I'm going to do something on my phone that I think would be better on a bigger screen, I always go and I grab my Pixel Fold. I may not be using it right now because I am trying to test out the Pixel 8a and see what it's really like to use on a consistent basis, but the Pixel Fold is more enjoyable for gaming and everything else that you can do on a phone that you would enjoy on a slightly bigger screen. Now, you could look at this as the Google Pixel 8a isn't a better gaming phone, or if you're someone who's trying to cut down on your screen time, then the Pixel 8a might be the better option. You're not going to be as tempted to pull it out and get lost in a game or anything else because the screen's a little bit smaller and you don't want to have to scrunch down and be glued to it just so you can see what's going on. In the past, I've celebrated the Pixel Fold's ability to take advantage of landscape photos for the wallpaper. But when I was looking through the wallpaper settings on the Pixel 8a, I noticed a feature that I didn't have on my Fold, and that is the AI wallpaper feature. Now, this is not a new feature. This came out a while back, and this also isn't new that Fold is getting AI features either not at all or a lot slower than the other devices. But what this feature allows you to do is create a variety of different AI-generated wallpapers with different themes and different prompts. It is more limited. You can't just ask it to make whatever it wants, but unlike generating images in the Gemini AI, this actually generates the images in a proper aspect ratio, so you could actually use it for wallpaper. While I am a little bit upset as a Pixel Fold user that I don't have access to this feature despite spending much more on that device than this one, it is very cool to see that they are willing to give these features to the budget-friendly models. It can be very tempting for these companies to try and gatekeep a lot of those features and reserve them only for the Pro. And to be clear, Google does do that with some other features like the Pro camera settings, but it's nice to see that for $4.99, you can get the AI generated wallpapers without having to jump through any hoops or download anything from a website that may not be safe to download things from. I say that because it is possible to get the AI wallpaper on the Pixel Fold, but you can't download it from Google directly or through the Google Play Store. It is something that you have to get off of a website. I have seen different videos talking about how to do this, though I'm not going to go into that just because I don't know as much about downloading those features, and I wouldn't want to steer you wrong and have you go to a website where you might download something that could harm your device. Now, while the camera test is my favorite part because I get to take pictures of pretty flowers, I don't see a whole lot of difference between these two phones. Google's camera software is really well known for taking beautiful, vibrant colors. This is nothing new. It's been like this for, years now. And you can't really see a lot of difference. In fact, if it wasn't for some of the shadows on the leaves, you wouldn't know that these were even different photos. Now, I actually really like this. I don't feel bad that my expensive phone's camera isn't that much more advanced than the cheaper phone's one, because it just means that Google Pixel as a brand has really good cameras. Though here I did do a screen recording just in the camera app showing you what it's going to look like if you try to take photos or videos of things that are far away, and that is where you suffer with the Pixel 8a. It does not have a telephoto lens, so it can do great up close, but far away it really does struggle. In terms of durability, we don't need to get overcomplicated with it. One of these phones has a hinge that I am very afraid of breaking, while the other one has 7 years of security and software updates. The Pixel 8a also has a plastic back, which gives me the confidence to rock it without a case, while the Pixel Fold I can't recommend in good conscience without also recommending that you get some sort of protection plan. I mean, just watching me take off this case, you could understand how easy it would be to mishandle it, drop it, or break it without even trying to. It's just a more fragile technology. And don't worry, these scratches came out just fine. Now, obviously, pitting these phones against each other wasn't exactly fair. But the reason I did it was because when I look at Android phones and I think of reasons to buy them over, say, an iPhone, it's for two very big reasons. One, you want something different, something that's new and unique, something you maybe haven't seen before, or you want something that's a lot cheaper, that's still going to be able to do all the things that you want it to do and everything you would expect out of a smartphone. And I mean, these are those phones exactly. I mean, for Pixel, if you want something that's really new and radically different, you have folding screen technology. And if you want something that can do everything you need to do from a phone, including a lot of new AI features, you have this, which is half the price of an iPhone. I mean, these are both really solid choices. And if I had to pick one over the other, honestly, I would pick the Fold. It's far more expensive. It isn't the better value of these two phones. I mean, I could buy, again, almost 4 of these for the price of these, get all the colors I want, and then the better storage option. But this is the only reason I actually switched to Pixel in the first place. I was quite happy with Samsung. There were really no issues with it. But when I was looking at the folding phones, I saw this. And I saw a phone that folds that I wasn't going to regret because it has a perfectly good cover screen on the front, something I've mentioned many times when talking about this phone. This is the phone I want. This would be the phone that I would actually need. And most often, people do what they want, unfortunately, and not what they need. So this phone would have to be the winner. And I'm very excited to see what's going to happen in the future with this phone. I'd like to see what the next generation is going to look like, and maybe even compare that to the Pixel 9a if they still make an 9a. Which brings me to why I also can't pick this phone as the winner. If this phone didn't exist, if there wasn't a 9a, there would still be a Pixel 9. And sure, I don't prefer that phone over this phone. I would rather have the A and save a couple $100 instead of the regular 8. But if I didn't have the option to buy the Pixel 8a, I could have just bought a Pixel 8. So very cool, and I'm very glad it exists, and I'm happy I bought it. I definitely don't regret my purchase, but this is really the one that I want to see Google continue to make. This is the more exciting one, the cooler one, at least in my opinion. But let me know what you guys think. If you were going to spend the money and you were looking at a Pixel phone, which phone would you rather spend your money on? There are definitely a lot of good reasons to get one over the other, but I want to hear what you guys think. And thank you to all of you guys who are leaving comments, because it's definitely very interesting hearing some of your points and some of the things that you think. Even if we don't agree, I do like to see what some of the other tech enthusiasts think about these phones. But anyways, I'm going to go ahead and end it here. It was great talking with you guys, and I can't wait to do it again. And yeah, if you like what you see, leave a comment, like and subscribe, and yeah, I'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.